Hi, it's Melissa. Welcome to Messy Missy Creates. I thought I would, I know we're halfway into January, but I thought that I would come back and flip my December journal for you. It got nice and chunky, and a lot of that is just the fact that I used scrapbook paper and had lots of pockets. But anyway, it's, yeah, it is what it is. It's mostly done, except for, well, right now the last week isn't completely finished, but I thought I'd flip and finish with you. I don't know if I'll get through the whole thing or we'll do it in two parts, but I thought I would just start. And to me, there's nothing really, I hate to keep using the word earth-shattering. There's nothing to me that's that, I don't know. I don't have any days in here that I'm like, oh, I really love this page, or we did something really fun and exciting, or anything like that. Right now what I'm doing is putting my Thanksgiving picture, my crazy family, and I'm doing that on the front page because I did not do a November journal this year. I made one, but I never, I just got, yeah, I just couldn't keep up with my journal that month. And it wasn't because I was doing anything, you know, I just kind of went through a little funk there in November. But anyway, I was back in December and really enjoyed the Christmas season. I don't always get to say that, so I really enjoyed that I got to say that. And yeah, so like I said, this was my crazy family at Thanksgiving. And that's my husband, that's me, that's my older sister. Well, they're all older than me. All my siblings are, but this is my oldest sister. That's one of my brothers. This is my other sister. I have 5 sisters and 2 brothers. They don't all live here. But anyway, so, and this is my niece that I talk about a lot that comes and helps me. She is her daughter. And then this is my nephew who is, well, the other nephew must be taking the picture because both of her sons were here. She has 2 sons. And then this is the one that's taking the picture. This is his wife and their daughter. And then this is the other nephew, and that's his wife. And then this blondie right here, if you can't tell, all the blondes belong to each other. My hair is not blonde, it's gray. You can call it blonde if you want. But anyway, I think you can see all that. So anyway, this one is her daughter. It's not focusing. Anyway, and then this is her daughter, my great niece. And then this is my niece and I. She was doing some of those goofy little turkey heads, like, you know, on the I don't know if it's Snapchat or some kind of picture. Anyway, so this day, the first, also because I did not do a November journal, I documented us decorating the tree, which we did not technically do it on the first. I wrote that here. We actually decorated it Thanksgiving weekend. So I wanted to, you know, document it in here. I like having a picture. Every year when we decorate the tree, I go back and try to find a picture of the tree. And I thought, well, this time I'll just put it in my journal so it'd be easier to find. I made several cards today, some new designs, and some of the same repeat designs that I made last year. This was a new die that I got this year. It says All the Joy. And I really loved it. I enjoyed working with that one. And then the second, Saturday the 2nd, was a rainy day. I don't have a lot documented or a lot written on some pages. And that's okay. I mean, I can always go back and, you know, embellish it if I want. But I get the gist of it. It rained. We stayed home and we watched movies. We watched football. Our big game was on, Alabama, Georgia, the SEC championship. I wrote about that. Alabama won. It was a nail biter. They played well. And later we found out that Alabama will be in the playoffs. And I was just documenting the movie marathon. I'm recording and watching Christmas movies from Hallmark and Great American Family Channel, I think it's called. And my husband and I are binging on Law and Order, the old original Law and Order. And so, anyway, so this is Sunday the 3rd. Oh, the pain in my side that they determined was my gallbladder started on this day. And I wanted to document that. And so, yeah, already did that. We went to church. We only stayed for Sunday school. My side was hurting. Our Sunday school teacher is a nurse, and she said, you may want to go have that looked at. And we went and saw Miss Sue at our brand new hospital. It's not very handicap user friendly, I will tell you that. For a new hospital, that's very disappointing. And they were waiting for her kidney function to improve so they can do the heart cath. So then we went to Sam's afterwards. I did ride in the little scooter, and I just wrote that it feels so good when I can go and pick out my own groceries. If you take that for granted, don't, because one day you might not be able to. And so for the last few years, I hadn't been able to. And when I do get a chance to go, I really appreciate being able to pick out my own items. And so, so it was Monday. This was the beginning of prompt week from Lydia at February and June. And well, let's see. First, I wrote, my husband had an appointment with our primary care doctor. He went ahead and made an appointment for me. I'm going to see the PA. I made tags and cards. Oh, I did make I made my own tags. I meant to put one in here. But I didn't, apparently. I think I ran out. And so, anyway, I wanted to get a jump on wrapping just in case I end up having to have surgery before Christmas. The prompt for today is taste. Document a delicious Christmas recipe you plan to make this month. I used my grandmother's snickerdoodle recipe, and it is my family and friends, they look forward to this. I only make them once or twice a year, usually at Thanksgiving and Christmas. I did not make any at Thanksgiving this year. And anyway, everybody enjoys them, and I eat way too many of them, but they're so good. I saw the PA today, and she does think that I had never met her before. We've been seeing that primary care doctor for a long time, but it was the first time I had met her new PA. So she told me that she thought it was my gallbladder, and she gave me some medication for nausea and put me on a bland diet and ordered an ultrasound and a consult with the GI. Tuesday, the prompt is C. What's on your Christmas movie watch list right now? I just went ahead and printed off the Great American Christmas lineup, not from Hallmark, but from the Great American Family Channel. I think that's what it's called. Anyway, it's the same channel I was watching Little House on the Prairie for so long, and now that it's after Christmas, I thought that Little House on the Prairie would come back, but it did not. Wednesday, I volunteered at the clinic. I left early because someone started cooking food, and I realized how nauseous I was, and I couldn't take my medication for nausea because it makes me sleepy, so I came home early that day. And the prompt was here. It says, list your top 5 Christmas songs you're enjoying this season. I went over those in a video. I didn't go back and write the rest of them. But my favorite this year was My Snowman and Me by Sia. And it's just such a sweet little love song between Mrs. Snowman and Mr. Snowman. And she's trying to save her little snowman, or Sia in the video. It's a little animated music video. It's so cute. Anyway. So Thursday the 7th, I wrapped presents. I really got on this kick of trying to catch up with everything that I had to wrap just in case I ended up having to have surgery before Christmas. So I was getting a jump on that. So you'll see a lot of wrapping presents. And then this is Thursday is how does the Christmas season make you feel? I was going to stamp joyful on here. I don't always get to say that. This year was despite, you know, having the pain in my side and whatever, I was really looking forward to Christmas this year, which was a nice surprise for me. And I just wrote about that and looking forward to all the things and really getting a jump on, you know, everything. And I think that was part of why I enjoyed it, because I was able to do a lot of my handmade gifts. So I was looking forward to that. In the past, I've tried to do it and fell short mainly because I didn't allow myself enough time. So, and also because of my situation, the last couple of years the 1 year I couldn't use my hand at all. And so, actually 2 years, 2 Christmases in a row, I couldn't use my hand. So anyway, I found myself really, I think I've learned through this process, I've learned to appreciate all the little details. And so I think that made it more enjoyable. Friday the 8th, this was the day that I had my ultrasound. I made a video on that day and it got a ton of views. It was about using scrap wrapping paper, and I took a picture of some presents under the tree, and my little grand dog, this was a little lamb chop. Actually, it was a very large stuffed animal. That's her toy, just waiting to be mailed off to them. And I had my ultrasound today. I wrote that the lady had the bedside manner of a stump, but that's okay. She did her job. And oh, this was one of those like neurographic art things. It was on the wall going into the ultrasound room. And so on the way back out, they had a little thing of markers, like Sharpies. And so you could color, it says you matter. And the U is not quite colored in yet, but the matter is. And so we each colored a small section. And this was the card that they gave me when you check in, and then you take it to the next person and the next person, and then eventually you check out. But anyway, I just put, you know, I'm doing great this year, shopping and staying on top of wrapping. And anyway, I already said all of that. So trying to find things that I can eat that don't make me nauseous and the smell of them, and also that fits with the bland diet. I made soup, is why that no yolks was in here, the egg white pasta. And we worked in the garden today. I planted, my husband and I planted garlic, and we planted a whole bed of garlic. I had already planted a whole bed of onions, and we had planted potatoes. We have 2 what I call hygge beds. It stands for Hygge Kelter or something. I don't know if I pronounced that right. They're very tall beds, and when we built them, they're made out of scrap tin. Scrap tin that came off of a roof of a shed that we had. Anyway, and so they're about 3 feet tall, and the soil goes all the way to the ground. And when I started them a few years ago, I started with limbs and pine straw and leaves and all the yard debris, and then you let it breaks down over time. And so anyway, the potatoes and sweet potatoes do really well in those beds. So we planted some we had planted some potatoes a couple weeks prior to this, and they're starting to pop through. And so every time they pop through, you cover them again, and they pop through and you cover them again. And anyway, I planted, I don't know, I didn't plant lettuce that day, but that's what the picture says. So anyway, Sunday the 10th, this was our musical at church. We have a really large, this was a picture of the choir. You can't really see it. It came out kind of dark. And we went with his mom and dad and my friend from the clinic, my sister, her son and wife, and my great niece and her boyfriend got in a wreck on the way to the Christmas program. So they missed the service. But we went to Cracker Barrel afterwards. And we usually go, my mom, the cemetery where she is buried, they do a candlelight service. at the cemetery, and it's really beautiful. And it was supposed to be on this day, but the weather was really bad. It stormed Saturday evening. And so they changed it to this Sunday, which we couldn't go because we had the thing at church. So we missed that. But normally, after we all go to the candlelight service at the cemetery, we would all, there's a Cracker Barrel right down the street. So we did that after church instead. So, anyway, Monday the 11th, I had a craft day. And I made cards all day. I'm trying to send out more this year of my handmade cards. I only started making cards last year. And so here's a picture of some of the cards that I made. I don't know if it'll focus on, I was trying to get it to focus on this lamp thing right here. Doesn't look like it's focusing very well today. Anyway, maybe you can see it. The doctor's office called. I was trying to send cards, make extra cards and send to all of the South Carolina family. That's my husband's family up there. And what else? The doctor's office called and said the ultrasound showed no stones and something about my liver. I can't remember what it was, but still, and then they're sending me to the GI. They want me to have, I still haven't been, I still have not heard from the gastro doctor. So, they want me to have another scan that tests the function of the gallbladder. This I put, I'm not really sure exactly what happened this day. I probably made a video and more cards and candles because that seemed to be an everyday event during December. Because I could only make one candle a night and it has to cure. I only had one mold. And so I was trying to make one every night and then another one in the morning so that I'd have enough for all the gift baskets I was doing. But we did go on a date night, and I think it might have been this day. But it didn't matter. I documented it anyway. We went to, we went to a store in the mall, and then we went to the food court. And there's a restaurant in the food court that we like to eat. We only do it like once a year. And, we went to Belk, and I got some earrings, some pretty cardinal earrings for Christmas. And we got, we got a couple of gifts while we were there, but that was what I had gotten for myself. And I got a shirt. Found a really cute top, and we got my sister and my niece earrings. We saw one of his co-workers in Belk. I used the wheelchair because we were going through the mall. So I'm still not walking that far without my, without my wheelchair. Wednesday the 13th, I worked the clinic all day. I had left early the week prior, and then on the 15th, the clinic closes until the new year. So I was trying to get everything done. Still not feeling 100%, but, trying to get it done anyway. This was a really good day. On the 14th, and I normally document something else, but I didn't. This was the day my best friend in high school died on the 14th. And so I usually give her a little tip into her, but I didn't this year. But I had an appointment, and so while I was in town, I went to Academy. And I got my husband a gift, and I walked with my cane. Okay, so this is where I would want one of my cane pictures. Pardon my reach here. I'm trying to reach around you. Yeah, so I'm going to glue that in. And because I'm documenting, that's the first time I went into a large department store on a cane. And I went by myself, which is a little scary. I usually, it's not a department store, but Academy is a pretty large store. And I just went in one area and came right back out. I am not used to standing for that length of time. And I don't forget, but you never know how long the line is going to be. So I'm trying to do all my shopping earlier in the month and not waiting until right before Christmas. So I also went to this co-op, Everman's, and I picked out some teas, some dried herbs and teas. I grow some, and then I buy some, and I sent a big basket of them to my daughter for Christmas. But anyway, I found that image in a magazine, so I thought that was cute. I was getting to pick out my own things, and it's amazing. Again, if you can do it, don't take it for granted, because you never know when that's going to stop. I mean, I woke up one morning and my leg didn't move, and the day before I was fine. So you just never know what's going to happen from one day to the next. It's Friday the 15th. I got my daughter's packages mailed off, and I had to go to 2 post offices because the computers were down, and no bunny stamps. Okay, so I go in, and on a commercial for the USPS, I see where they show different stamps, and there's this little white bunny. And I went in, this is the second time I've asked at the post office if they have them. The first time they looked at me like I was crazy. And they're like, no bunnies. You know, it's Christmas time. Why do you want bunnies, in other words? But it was a little winter rabbit, and I know I saw it on the commercial, but at least this post office did tell me they knew what it was that I was talking about. And they said it's for the extra ounce, the second ounce on a stamp. So it's like a second stamp on an envelope that you could put. And so, anyway, so I did that, and then I went to the clinic. This was the last day that it was open until the beginning of January. And we had our volunteer Christmas luncheon. It was really nice. It was not part of my bland diet. This was the post office, or the mailbox, off of some old Christmas stationery that I had. So I just, used that to document the mail. And let's see, I think I'm going to keep going, even if I do the second part in half, in a second video, because I know that the last part of it is going to be more of a finish. So let me see how far I get in this one. We hung around the house this day, and we took his mom and dad to lunch. It was my mother-in-law's birthday, and we went to Applebee's. We had worked in the garden that day, and let's see. Yeah, it was her 82nd birthday. And then we had a nice kind of late lunch with them. And we went to, I had a Sunday school Christmas party this night. And we really enjoy, last year was my first time going, first time in that class. And so we have it at somebody's house, and I loved her napkins. It says Merry Christmas, y'all. And so this was the invitation. Had a great time at the party. I rode with one of the ladies. It was great food and fellowship, and it's great getting to know these ladies in an intimate setting, rather than just for an hour on Sunday morning. So we had a nice time doing that. And anyway, yeah. So I have my little car washi tape down here. I have 2 rolls of that, and I very seldom have an opportunity that feels fitting to use it. So, okay, so this day, Sunday the 17th, we went to church, and then we went to Kohl's afterwards, and I put first time walking in a department store using a quad cane. So this was the first day, but see, I didn't tell my husband I went to Academy, because if I had, he would have known what I got for him. And so, but anyway, Kohl's is still bigger than what I did in Academy, or Everman's. Everman's is not that big of a store. So this was the first time walking around a department store. I actually walked to like 2 or 3 different departments in that store. And we got Miss Sue, I got her a gown and some matching slippers. And we got a couple of games, one for my daughter and then for Dirty Santa. And I just used more wrapping paper here just to decorate the page. I love this. This was the tail end of a roll of redone wrapping paper that my daughter had gotten several years ago. And I've just been using it sparingly because I love it. Well, you know I love it because that's what I used for my cover of my journal. And so, anyway, so most of this front part is finished. There's not much finish and flip in this part. I did think about coming, uh-oh, I lost my spot. I did find a sticker book, and I could not find my Christmas stickers until well into December, so I didn't get to use many of them. Now these I can use for today because it's cold here today. I mean, like unusually cold. I was just trying to see if there was any Christmas stickers that I wanted to put in here for any of the days. I mean, I can always use them next year, but I couldn't find the book at the beginning of December. So Monday the 18th, I made more cards. I made so many cards, y'all. I sent 12 just to the family in South Carolina. And when these cards take an hour to 3 hours per card to make, that's why every day is full with making cards, making candles. But I enjoyed the process so much. This year, I really would like to start like in June or July. And really, yeah, I think I'd like to start earlier. I started making some of the pieces, like my die cut pieces and stuff. I started doing a little bit of it in August of this year, and I really want to start sooner than that because what I ran into is in August I was really wanting to start making fall cards. So I did make a few fall cards, but not as many as I want. So if I start the Christmas ones like in July, which, you know, it's not uncommon you do Christmas in July, right? So anyway, that was why I thought I would back it up and do it earlier, because come August, I'm going to be wanting to make fall cards. August, I go full fall mode because it's so dreadfully hot here, and I stay inside June and July and August typically because I can't take the heat. But anyway, so then I made cards and then addressing all of them. And I got, I mailed a box to Allison today. So the post office and all the cards for South Carolina, I think. And my daughter's card and what else? I don't know. More candle making. These are some, I did some, that's the candle mold for the pillar candle that I make. And these are just like in little mason jars. And this was the first picture of the gift baskets. I changed it. I went back and changed it and put a tray underneath all the stuff. And then put some of that like raffia in it, or that crinkle shredded paper. And I just used a piece of wrapping paper and wrote, you know, I was making candles and gift baskets. And so I made gift baskets for all of my family, all of his family, all of the staff at the clinic, and friends of ours. So altogether, I probably made, and each basket had cookies in it. So I made all the elements in the basket and then put the baskets together. I probably made, I don't know, 35 or 40 baskets. So it took me a while. And this was I sent pictures to my daughter. And this was all the cookie baking and all the candle making. And this was, I had set up a folding table in my living room. And it's what I had been wrapping presents on. But I spread out all my basket making stuff. And just had some little assembly line. And this is the day I hit 1,000 subscribers, which was really exciting. I started the channel back in, I think, June of 2021. And then it was August of 2021 that I got really sick. And then right after that is when I became paralyzed. So I had to stop making videos for a while. And I started back in January of 2023. And at that time, I think I had a little over 100 subscribers. So this was done mostly in 1 year. So I'm so appreciative, so grateful for all of you who watch and leave wonderful comments and subscribe. And I hope that you know, we have a really good year this year, and I don't know. Anyway, it was just very exciting. That was a milestone. I was making gift baskets, and I didn't have time. I needed the baskets ready because I was delivering them the next day, and so I didn't have time to run into town. So I went ahead and tried the Michaels delivery. They do the same day delivery. It took them forever to get here. I mean, they don't have, I'm sure they don't have as many delivery drivers as, say, Walmart and the grocery stores and things like that. But anyway, the lady, bless her heart, she ran over something in my yard. She went to go turn around. She didn't have to, but she backed right into something. And I think she bent up her bumper, but my husband was out there trying to help her back up, and I don't know. Anyway, let me see where we are on time. I think we're at 30 minutes. I think I'm going to stop here. I know it's more than halfway and it's not quite done, but I still have some to finish on this. So I think I'm going to do that part in the next video. Yeah, I think I'll do this in 2 parts. And then that way, you know, for those of you who like the shorter videos, this will be a little bit shorter video. And anyway, so I will come back on the next video and flip the second part of my December journal. I hope you're having a wonderful day, and I appreciate you being here, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.